Hey folks, Pastor Sean coming to you with today's daily devotion. It is Friday. Happy Friday. TGIF. It has been a beautiful day. I've been out and about today, running some errands and doing some various things, and it has just been a gorgeous day. Really wish I was on the golf course somewhere, but I had a lot of stuff that I needed to get done today, and even some more things that I'm going to take care of this afternoon and early evening. We are in Matthew chapter 6, and I'm going to give you some wisdom for the weekend. Wisdom for the weekend. Matthew chapter 6 and verse 25. Therefore I tell you, do not worry. I'm going to stop right there. Jesus says, don't worry about all those little things. You know, statisticians will tell us that somewhere between 80 and 90% of people who have heart attacks, who have health issues, who have major things going on in their body, that a lot of that stress is brought on by worrying over this, worrying over that. And I was talking with someone this weekend, or earlier this week, and we always run the gambit to the worst case scenario. We always, when we overthink things and when we try to work out a situation, we always run it to the worst case scenario. We never run it to the top and say, oh, God's going to step in and solve all of this. No, we run it to the worst, and it causes our body stress and causes our emotions to be dampened. It causes us almost to reach into a state of depression. So Jesus says, I tell you, do not worry. Now, you know the rest of the verse goes on, and he talks about the birds and the clothes and what you're going to eat and all the different things like that. But the key here is do not worry. Worry doesn't get you anywhere. It adds, as Jesus says, does not add 1 inch to your stature. It does not help you any way, shape, form, or fashion. Worry is not the answer. Jesus is telling us here, do not worry. And you know who's in the crowd? Peter's in the crowd. Peter will go on to write later, casting all your cares upon him, for he cares for you. I've been on the internet this week and down some rabbit holes on second coming of Christ and prophetic end time prophecies, end time prophecies and all these different things. And I watch these people, and they're so stressed that they're gonna miss a sign, or they're gonna miss this and miss that, and they're stressed about the second coming of Jesus Christ. Now, that is an oxymoron if I've ever heard one. We should be rejoicing because of the second coming of Jesus Christ. Paul writes this to the church at Thessalonica. He says, For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel and the trump of God, and the dead in Christ shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together to meet the Lord in the air. So shall we ever be with the Lord. And we love to quote that verse. But the next verse says, therefore comfort one another with these words. The second coming of Jesus Christ should not stress us out. The healing of our body by the stripes of Jesus should not stress us out. The salvation of people who are around us should not stress us out. Those things are what we live for. They're what we get excited about. They're what bubble up the joy inside of us. The thought that Jesus Christ is coming back should bring us great joy. The thought that there are sinners in our midst who we can lead to Jesus Christ should bring us great joy. The thought that there's somebody in our congregation and God may work through these hands to lay upon them and watch them be healed should bring us joy. So stop worrying. Stop worrying about this, that, and the other. And focus on what God has in store for you today. We're not promised tomorrow. So live for every second of today for Jesus Christ. And watch God do great things in your life. When you open up the door and let God rule and reign in your life, you will be amazed at what he does. And the worry will melt away. Verse 25, therefore, I say to you, do not worry. So, as Bobby McFerrin said, don't worry, be happy. All right? I love you. I'm praying for you. I hope you have a magnificent weekend, and I really hope to see some of you this weekend at Irwin Hill. God bless you as always, is my prayer.